are so funny. You're trying to get me to do this stupid shit. And
she just whispered, "I'm a bad bitch," for anyone who didn't hear. Stop. 420.
I'm lit at Disney.
And the kids asleep in the bath.
There we go. A ball sack station.
That's what a business owner looks like. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to
Take Two.
Oh, Take Two, Tattoo Homewreckers. This is a podcast where we're talking about tattoos, life, and mostly everything in between.
Because tattoos are really not something you can talk about every week.
No, I'm sure.
There are podcasts that do that.
You know what we could have done is a tattoo version of this, but we're instead talking about influencers.
Yes.
So we're going to do another Am I the Asshole, except this time we're talking about solely stories that have to do with influencers on social media, since that is something that we are quite familiar with. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, I'm going to ask you a question. What does your gender feel like today?
I feel like a game controller because we have been doing nothing but gaming for the last 2 days. I'm sure you can tell by our voices that we are both still sick.
Yes, that's true.
And so this is actually take two. We had like another start of the podcast and it was kind of, I don't know.
It was mid. It didn't really go anywhere.
Yeah. And so then we were like, you know what? Fuck it. We wanted to do something with Reddit, and then you found influencers, and you read me a couple titles.
Yes.
And I was intrigued.
Okay, perfect.
There are hoodies.
Yes.
There are mothers.
Trust funds.
There are trust funds.
Yes.
And there are roommates saying, what, pathetic?
Yeah, the word pathetic.
Yes. So I'm in this. So I feel like a game controller.
Yes.
Because I feel like somebody is just like, blah, 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 blah,
yes.
blah.
And I feel like a wilted piece of broccoli that you left on your fridge that you didn't realize was still there. So
the one that we feed, like you feed it to the dog.
Yeah, just and it's like gross and floppy, and yeah, that's what I feel.
But the dogs will eat it, so they'll still love you.
Exactly.
If you're gross and floppy, the girls will always love you.
Which is kind of nice. That is unconditional love.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Are we ready
I
to
almost
get into
said
our first
I'll
story?
still eat you if you're gross and floppy, but I realized
we don't need to do that. Yeah, we don't need to do that. Homo.
So, yeah, I don't need to eat you. It's fine.
Why did I say homo like that?
Were you going to say homoerotic?
It was very homoerotic, but not really. Not erotic at all. Just homo.
Just homo. That's me. Not homoerotic, just homo.
Just homo. Okay, great. Let's get into our first story, shall we?
Perfect. Okay. Let's go, Diva.
Am I the asshole for telling my roommate her aspirations of being an influencer are fucking pathetic? Ooh. Choice.
Wait, you're supposed to vote
words.
Just off the...
I'm going to say, yeah, you are the asshole, because that is kind of me. The words fucking pathetic are kind of, that's a little mean. I'm not going to lie.
I try to argue the other side a lot. I tried to do the, like, not in the annoying, I'm going to play devil's advocate, just so that way there's two sides on the podcast. But my God, that one's a hard one. I'm going to have to agree with you that, like, you're the asshole.
You're the asshole.
So even if it is, like, I don't know, pathetic, I don't think we need to say to people that it's fucking pathetic.
Fucking pathetic. That's rough. That's the kind of shit that sticks with you forever.
Yeah. You know what?
What?
I will just say before we get started, and I'm hoping now that your roommate is not an asshole that I'm just like encouraging.
Yes.
I hope that your roommate takes you saying that as the fucking gumption and they are a dope ass influencer now. Like,
how cool would it be
bank.
if you started their fucking villain arc and then all of a sudden they got really good, you know?
I saw
sometimes you just need a hate comment, you know? What?
I just saw a flash of light outside and I got so scared.
That it was Phasmophobia?
We've been playing
We've been so addicted to Phasmophobia. It's like, it's honestly like a little concerning because once we get addicted to a game, we can't stop thinking about it. And Phasmophobia is like probably one of the hardest games we played together. It is tough.
It's been so much fun, but now I'm like convinced that I'm forever ghost hunting.
Yeah. Turns out when you're broke, it's hard to hunt ghosts. Anyways. All right. Are we ready?
Yep.
Okay. OP. I've lived with a couple for a little over a year and a half. I'm in my early 20s and they're in their early 30s. The boyfriend works 2 minimum wage jobs, at least 50 hours a week in order to provide for the two of them, as the girlfriend is striving to be an influencer and doesn't have a job. She spends most of her time taking pictures to post on Instagram and DMing brands trying to get sponsorships. So far, no income has come from this. That's your first mistake, Diva. Why are you DMing them first? The last week, the boyfriend had a complete breakdown while the girlfriend wasn't home and tells me he's exhausted from being extremely overworked. He's straight up sobbing, saying that even though he's working back-to-back shifts, he's still not making enough money to support the both of them and, which I didn't know about until now, her frivolous spending. He even had to ask his parents to help with this month's rent. I felt really bad for the guy. Skip forward to last night, and I'm sitting chatting with the girlfriend, and the topic of money came up. She started to complain that they weren't making enough money for her to do the things that she wanted. I politely asked if getting a job and doing the Instagram thing on the side was an option, and she immediately got defensive. She told me that, of course that isn't an option, and that she shouldn't have to put her dreams on hold. Confused, I asked her what those dreams are. She said to inspire people, and then I said, which I probably shouldn't have, to do nothing? She got really offended, and this is how you know the story's good. I'm actually picking up the phone. She got really offended and said that there's so much that goes into it that I could never understand. I mean, the girl takes pictures of lattes and her yoga poses. She doesn't even edit them. She just uses the default filters on the app. I love that this person knows this. I didn't want to argue about the logistics of influencing, so I instead brought up my concern for her boyfriend and told her that I think he may be overworking himself. He's not happy, and he needs her help to support them financially. Mm-hmm. She says, well, I don't understand why we both have to be unhappy. At least one of us is pursuing our aspirations. To that I said, well, if your aspirations are to do nothing while your partner busts their ass to support you, then your aspirations are fucking pathetic. Damn, mic drop. Oh my God. Later that evening, I get a text from the boyfriend saying what I said crossed a line, and now because of me, she thinks that he believes that she does nothing and her dreams are pathetic. Mm-hmm. I feel bad, but holy crap, I just couldn't sit by and bite my tongue. Am I the asshole? What's your take? What's your take?
Okay, if I'm going to be real honest, I think that, I mean, you're a kid. Uh-huh. So, like, your frontal lobe is not fully developed, which means you're not going to be able to,
they're in their early 30s.
No, she's in her early 20s.
Is that?
That's what she said. She's in her early 20s, and then the couple is in their 30s.
The OP is in their early 20s. But they are in their early 30s.
The couple are in their early 30s.
Yeah.
The one that said you're an asshole.
Okay, I didn't know if you were talking about OP 20s. Or not. Okay,
no.
Yeah.
You're in your early 20s, so I'm going to give you a little bit more of grace. And yes, that's an asshole thing to say. I don't think you are an asshole. I think in that moment you said an asshole thing.
I think you got a little fired up and you were like,
I think that the boyfriend, by dumping all of that on you, he himself is an asshole for not talking to his partner and for putting you in a position and then turning around and blaming you and telling you crossed a line. My dude, stand behind what you say. If you want to fucking go and cry to somebody else and fucking bitch and moan and shit, stand behind what you say. And I think that the girlfriend, not contributing, but again, we don't know this, like,
we don't know the whole situation what they here
said.
Yeah.
So I can't say that she is an asshole in that because I don't know what's been agreed upon. Hopefully you would be aware that your partner is struggling.
Yeah.
But hopefully he would learn to come to her and have those conversations because you guys are in your 30s. So you should start talking.
You guys should probably learn how to do that. How to start.
Yeah. So I think that that's an asshole thing to say.
Yes.
But I think you just got put in a shitty situation.
Yeah, I think
and
that,
you're 21. So, like, I'm not going to judge you.
For me, the only notes that I have is that you have to acknowledge, I think the vibe I'm getting from OP is this weird savior complex of like, I feel really bad for the boyfriend, so I have to stand up to her. You're already starting off on a bad foot being like, I think that like she is the ultimate villain, which I think is really easy to do when you're in your early 20s and you're like, again, you don't really have that nuance built into your brain. Because the thing is that like as somebody who lives with a couple, you have to understand that like when one person rants about the other person, that's not going to be their opinion of them forever. You know, that's not like, sometimes they just have to let a release valve out. Sometimes that's the point of venting.
Yep.
So, and what you also have to understand is not only is that opinion of them going to last forever, secondly, this person is still deciding to stay in that relationship. So to be like, oh, well, this person's evil, especially when you're living in the same like place together, you're going to make it awkward by being like, this person's just evil and I hate them. And now I have this weird like savior complex of like, I have to break them up. that's not the answer, because no matter what, it's between those two people whether or not they're going to stay in the relationship or end the relationship.
I think the advice I would give to OP is, in future, when he like vents at you, tell him to go have those conversations with his partner.
Yeah, I really doubt that, like, I really, really doubt that, like, they'll ever get to that point again, because it kind of just seems like, oh, fuck, I vented to you, and now that's just gonna make everything worse.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure that she'll be looking for a new place to live soon, honestly.
For sure. So one of the comments that someone said that I kind of agree with is, man, this is just one of the few times I wish we had a justified asshole option. You may have crossed a line, but I'm hard-pressed to give you any shit for it. But you have to reconcile a bit with your friend. I'm just going to say not the asshole for right now.
And I will say, as somebody who is not good at social media, it does take a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of effort. I mean, I love that OP did clock her for not even, like, actually editing photos and just doing the lazy editing, which is, I'm just going to pick a filter straight from Instagram and then post it. That's really funny. But yeah, the reason why we picked this is because we know a little bit about, like, what it takes to try to build a platform on social media, and it is tough.
Yeah, it's hella tough.
I will say, though, like, her saying, like, well, I don't really, like, at least why do both of us have to be unhappy? That is a bit inherently selfish. But
and I'll push back on that. Because in like in a long-term relationship, you kind of take turns. So it's hard because, again, we don't know the context of, like, what him and her have said, but, like, there are points in our lives where, like, I've had to put what I want to do and what I love, like, to the side.
Yeah.
So I can help Caboose pursue his dreams and vice versa. Like, we've moved around, like, the world for both of us to pursue different dreams at different times.
That's true, yeah.
So there is a certain level of, like, yeah, I'm not going to, like, at no point are both of us just living miserably. It's usually a give and take of, like, hey, this is going to be a couple years of, like, hardship to achieve this.
Yes.
And then you go back and forth. If it's always the, like, hey, it's me and only me, then it's fucked.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say, like, again, you'd have to know the dynamics of, like, their relationship and what's been discussed of, like, okay, so he's working 2 jobs right now, so she can do this. She's going to do this for a year and a half, 2 years, whatever. And then if they don't make it by that point, all right, then that dream's got to get set aside. What, you know, whatever the time frame is on that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's actually a really good insight that I didn't even think about.
Yeah. That's that old marriage insight.
Yeah, I think it's someone said, well, it probably wasn't your business to say anything. Good for you. I went from irritated to pissed when she said she doesn't understand why they both need to be unhappy. I have a whole rant over influencer culture, but I won't get into that now. This struck a nerve. Not the asshole, of course. For me, the only reason why I read this comment is because, I mean, to be fair, she did decide to have a conversation with you about it. That's what I'm guessing, right? Because so topic of money came up. She started to complain that they weren't making enough money for her to do the things that she wanted. I think it's hard because when you're in conversation with people, you do have to realize that, like, what they say, they are not entitled to tell you things that you want to hear. So this is still an open dialogue. You know what I mean? Like,
100%. Yeah.
Spicy.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love it.
All right. Well, what's your final verdict? Asshole, not asshole?
Ooh, fuck, I can only vote one or the other.
Yeah.
You can only vote asshole or not asshole. I'm going to say, fuck, I'm going to have to go with asshole. Yeah, I'm going to have to. Yeah. But I think that's just a lesson you learn of, like, you know, we all go through that when you have roommates when you're younger, of, like, when to say stuff and when not to say stuff.
Yeah.
And hopefully you learn the, like, hey, I'm not going to say anything. Or if you're like, you know what? I'm going down with the shit, bitch. I'll say whatever I need to say.
Yeah, totally.
Because I've had that in relationships where I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'll just say it all. Yeah. I'll go down with this ship.
I think I'll actually probably vote not the asshole only because of their age. And, like, yeah, I think not the asshole because you do have a right to an opinion of what this person is doing. However, you do need to recognize that your right to your opinion does still have consequences. So you please be vocal about what you're saying. But
I will say, I don't feel like OP wasn't aware that there's consequences.
No,
I didn't get that vibe. So for that part, yeah,
I don't think they
agree.
did because, again, they didn't think that they would get a text from the boyfriend saying that, like, oh shit, and now the girlfriend thinks that the boyfriend thinks the same thing, and yada yada yada. So,
and again, y'all are adults, not you. You're a very young adult.
Yeah.
But like the 30-year-olds, come on, do better. It's still a young adult at 30, but like y'all communicate more.
Communicate. Yeah. Maybe don't dump on your roommate.
Yeah.
Okay. Next story.
Yes.
Am I the asshole for letting my daughter drop out to become an influencer because she has a trust fund? What's your first impression?
Rich people problems.
Ah!
I think, you know what?
These are rich people problems.
I don't have a trust fund. I have never had access to that kind of money.
We're not in the same tax bracket, so I don't know.
I don't know about rich people stuff. So like maybe so it's normal.
I was gonna say,
and you're not an asshole for that,
like,
because maybe rich people don't need to fucking have a high school diploma.
I think for me, coming from somebody who's lived so close to the West Coast all of their life, and watched influencers out in the wild and like grown up with influencers, it's not a far off thing to do. So I'm gonna say not the asshole right off the bat.
Yeah,
because like people do it with way less money. You know what I mean?
We do it with a boyfriend who's got 2 jobs.
Yeah, literally. So I mean, the thing is like the question you're asking is if you're an asshole. Now, is it fiscally irresponsible? Absolutely, but that's not your question. So
yeah.
All right, let's get into this. 13 years ago, my family won a wrongful death lawsuit for the death of my husband. As part of the settlement, my daughter gets access to a trust fund when she turns 21. Whoa. Wrongful deaths. What is that? So,
as in, like, if they died at work, like,
I see. Okay. The trust. Okay, yeah, I see. Yeah. So, like, okay, like they shouldn't have died at work, kind of thing. Okay.
Yep.
The trust fund would give her almost $40,000 a year until she turns 30. I feel like that's a lot of money for someone that would be 21 when that starts coming in. So she's a lot more financially secure than a lot of kids. My daughter's
$40,000 a year.
$40,000 a year until she turns 30, and she gets it when she turns 21. So she'll get she'll get $40,000 a year for 9 years. Holy shit.
Okay. But I mean, I guess it also depends on where she lives.
Yeah.
But I mean, she's saying that's a lot more money. So
than the kids growing up around her.
So that's fine. Okay.
So it's still a lot.
Yeah. So she doesn't live in California because that's like 3 months worth of rent.
Oh shit. Okay. My daughter's known about this since she's been in elementary school. Since then, she's gotten really popular on Instagram and TikTok as a dancer and singer. So she's already popular online. But at the same time, she's really been struggling in school, socially, and with the work. She's been held back twice, so instead of graduating in 2022, she will be graduating in 2024. She is 16 right now, and my state allows students to drop out at that age. However, my daughter's ex-stepfather of 10 years is very much pro-education, and even though he doesn't have much legally parenting decisions anymore, he talks to my daughter a lot. He's furious that she's even considering hanging out in LA with other influencers and calling it a job. But my daughter's ambitious and also wants to do some mainstream modeling and acting. She also says she needs all day to devote to influencer collaborations and getting ready for events and creating new content. I mean, is she wrong? She's really not.
Well, that's what I was saying about the last one. You can't tell me that, like, it's not, like, it's a fucking full-time job.
Yeah. You guys, like, I know we meme on it a lot, and, like, the general consensus is that, like, oh, fuck influencers, but we all still follow influencers. I think people are just, like, it's so funny to be like, yeah, fuck influencers, but you guys all are still entertained by influencers every time you go on Reels.
I think here's the thing, is influencers are just another form of entertainers.
Yeah, totally.
And if you're a dancer, if you're doing it professionally, you're spending all of your time doing it.
Totally.
If you are an actor, or you are an actor, but say you're not an A-list actor, but you're trying to get in, influencers are just the actors of the 2020s.
Yeah,
that
totally.
We were so used to friends being like, I'm moving out to LA so I can go and become an actor.
Fucking people moving to New York to try to pursue modeling, like...
Or acting in New York.
Or acting in New York.
Yeah, musicians moving to, like, Nashville. Like, when I was in South Carolina, friends moving to Nashville because they were like, hey, I'm going to pursue
This is where all the recording studios are at. This is all the connections are at. I need to be available at all times. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
Getting ready for events, you need to be in the same city that the events are happening.
And that's how you meet people, is you need that proximity.
Networking.
Yes.
Yeah. So, proximity, networking, you need to be everywhere.
Meme on them, but also, and I will just add really fast, I know we're not done with this.
Yeah.
I do not believe that high school is for everyone. If your kid knows that they are struggling and that this is not the correct structure for them and they've already been held back because they know that like this is not it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? That right there tells me all I need to know, that is not the correct structure for your kid. So help set them up in a life where like, yes, they're still getting the education that they need in case influencing doesn't work out, but they're not made for high school then.
Yeah, totally.
Like, I wholly agree with that.
Especially, like, I'm going to guess that this person's in the American high school. Yeah, she said state.
Yeah.
So, and the American education system's already fucked. I mean, honestly, like, regardless of what you're learning, some people could argue that, like, people who aren't getting the education around history, American history, they could struggle with like modern day ethics of what's happening now, but that's not the case at all.
Well, they're not getting that in school.
I was going to say they're not even getting the full education around what happened during the slave trade, what happened during fucking the Civil War, what happened during even fucking
civil rights education is garbage.
Christopher Columbus, they all still treat him like a fucking god when he's just a fucking colonizer, fucking piece of shit. Anyways. So let's keep going.
Yes.
So my daughter's ambitious. Yeah. So she, needs all day to devote to getting ready for events, creating new content, and influencer collaborations. We started speaking with school authorities this summer, but since school starts very soon, we had to make a decision. Against her ex-stepfather's protests, I signed off on the decision 2 days ago, and she's officially no longer a high school student.
Nice.
Am I the asshole? We all know that she has financial backup the moment she turns 21, and I don't see how keeping her in something she hates and finds boring is better than letting her do something she's passionate about.
No, I don't think you're an asshole. I think that, here's the thing. We'll say you're an asshole if it doesn't work out. People will say that.
Totally.
But the amount of celebrities, like it just popped up where like a reel popped up where Brittany Murphy's family moved out to LA when she was like a small, like maybe 13, whatever. Taylor Swift's family relocated to Nashville for her to pursue.
Keke Palmer's family, same thing, moved all the way to closer to LA so that way she was able to get more gigs and, be able to do her thing.
Yeah, like it happens all the time.
Yeah, happens all the time. With a lot less money. If
it works out, people are like, oh my gosh, you're so supportive. You're such good parents. And if it doesn't work out, they'll say you're an asshole. If your kid is not hurting anyone, and this is what they want to pursue. And again, you've had the conversations of like, hey, look, there's backups. I don't think you're an asshole at all.
Yeah.
I understand him having his own perspective on education.
Yeah.
I'm somebody who loves education. I love learning. But like we were talking about, I don't know why you're getting attacked by a fly.
I know. Why are you touching me?
Yeah, I stand by. You're not an asshole.
I'm going to say you're not an asshole for the
same
I think
you're a good mom.
Reasons. I think that you're not an asshole because this is your kid's life. And I get that your kid's only 16, but like, I mean, respect for like, I don't know, like seeing and knowing that like this is a gamble. And I'm sure you've had this conversation before, but like everything in life is a gamble. If it doesn't work out, it just wasn't meant to be. Some lessons you have to learn the hard way, but I think the worst lesson that like people learn from is when it's already too late.
Yeah.
When it's like, shit, I had a platform and I didn't do this. Like, what a waste, like, and again, fuck, she's starting off with a lot more money than like most people do with that shit.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to say not the asshole. And also like, I get that the stepfather is still kind of a part of her life, but OP has already mentioned that he has no legal, he's the ex-stepfather. He has no actual legal say in what's going down. But I will say the comment vote for this one is asshole.
Wow, that's crazy.
Top comment, you're the asshole, 30 is young. At 30, your daughter is going to have little education, no employable skills, and probably no money left.
You don't know that?
Nihilistic, very.
Yeah, you don't know that?
Very nihilistic. Hate that for you.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, I told people I want to be a tattoo artist when I was 12 years old, and everyone was like, you're not going to be able to pay your bills. Yeah. You don't know where the world's going.
You have no idea. You have no idea where the world's going. Also, some of these influencers make crazy money. Another person said, you're the asshole. You allowed your child to drop out of high school and you think that's okay? What happens when she turns 30 and the money runs out? She has no education and TikTok has been shut down.
She's a model.
I was going to say but here's the thing is like, you can say that about influencers for sure, but is anyone's job really fucking secure? I think if anything, AI has taught us that no one's job is actually secure. This idea of safety is actually incredibly false. It's not a real thing. Also, I think it's really interesting that people are like just saying, "Oh my God, she's dropping out of high school. She's dropping out," as if she wouldn't be able to get a GED later in the future. There are so many people who have dropped out of high school and still are better people morally and ethically. And second of all, like, are able to go back and get a GED if they need it.
Yeah.
And do totally fine.
And she can still go to college if she decides that she wants to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, so that was...
that's that, like, educational system propaganda that you have to have a high school diploma.
I also think it's a little bit too... unfortunately, the OP also still has a little bit of that propaganda around, like, centering men. Because the stepfather in this equation, like, shouldn't even be in this equation.
No.
Honestly. Like, I get that they have a relationship, but, like, who cares about this man's opinion? He's your ex. He has no legal power over this anymore. So, yeah.
That's crazy.
All right, are we ready for the next one?
Let's go, Diva.
Am I the asshole? My mom is an influencer. I am sick of being a part of it, so I had so I had hoodies that say no photos printed on them for me and my little sister. Yes!
You're not an asshole. You're not an asshole at all.
That's my first.
You didn't sign up for that. You're not an asshole.
I'm weird about, like, after seeing what was the Ruby, what is her last name? There's a documentary out on, like, I think it's like Hulu.
Oh my God. Yes,
or is it like...
It is Hulu.
It's Hulu. About this Mormon influencer mother that forced her kids to be part of her YouTube channel. It was a huge YouTube channel.
Ruby Frankie.
Yeah,
Ruby Frankie.
Yeah. And so she ended up, like, abusing the fuck out of her kids and got exposed for it. And, like, ever since then, I'm a little bit weird about, like, families who make content together. Obviously, like, they're not all like this, but, like, dude, you know, there are no actual laws protecting children around influencing and creating content, which is really spooky. So just as a little forewarning.
I'm going to go out with, you're not the asshole, but your mom probably is.
Yeah, totally.
Because if you have to get hoodies made that say no photos, that means that boundaries have been violated.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Let's start the story. I am a teenager.
Good job.
Yeah, amazing. Good start. And my mom is kind of famous on Instagram and blogging. She had a mommy blog all when I was growing up, and of course me and my sister were always involved. Wow. It sucks because there's so much out there about us and what's going to come up when I'm looking for a job and... There's so much out there about us, and it's what's going to come up when I'm looking for a job, when I'm dating, and when anybody looks up my name. I found a website that will print custom jackets, print all over the front, back, and arms, and I ordered some hoodies that say a bunch of phrases all over them. No photos, no videos, I do not consent to be photographed, no means no, respect my privacy, no cameras, and no profiting off of my image is what the hoodies say.
Yes.
It sounds silly, but it looks pretty sick, actually. Tight. I got one for me and one for my 9-year-old sister who started to not always want photos. And I guess the idea is that my mom can't take good-looking pictures, even candid ones with us in the hoodies, without them being having a pretty strong message that we don't want to be in pictures. My mom was mad when they showed up and really mad when I was wearing mine. Like, she says she just wants pictures to remember my young years by. She won't post ones without asking, but I know that's a whole mess anyway. She always says that and then negotiates me into letting her post, like either by saying that's how she makes income. So if I want money for something, to stop arguing about pictures. Or posting without asking and then saying, I thought you would be okay because your face wasn't visible and you're just in the background, etc. And I'm always like, no, you didn't think. If you thought at all, you'd remember what I said I want. Period.
Yes.
No new pictures of me or mentions of me online. Remove all pictures that include me and that you've ever posted and delete any writing that mentions me. I am just so fed up and upset that my mom is mad at me for wearing my new hoodie every day. She's mad I won't take it off for any event and thinks it's inappropriate to wear to certain things. I know it's really weird looking, but it feels like my only option. Oh, edit. To add a couple more things. She also says all the mentions of my consent and no means no and this body is my own, sorry I forgot to mention that one earlier, implies something more inappropriate and that it is really inappropriate to wear those words out in public. Your mom is a weirdo. We've also fought about me wearing it to family events and school events with generally dressier dress codes because it looks like a gangster hoodie. Like, sick-ass hoodie. I don't know what to say to that, but I don't agree. Am I the asshole for always wearing my no photos hoodie?
Not one lick. No. You are not the asshole, and you would not have to wear this hoodie to nice events.
Totally.
If you were safe enough. This is abuse.
Yep.
This is 100% abuse.
This is a violation of, again, it's taking away your autonomy and like fucking up your digital footprint in a way that you did not consent to.
Well, it's also the emotional abuse of you laying in a boundary and saying, I'm not okay with this.
Yes.
And then her being like, I don't care. So if you have to wear it everywhere, wear it everywhere.
Period.
Like, yeah, that's crazy. Your mom is not a good person for that, like, at all. That's awful.
I'm sorry that's your mom, but you yourself are very cool for ordering those hoodies. That's
and very cool for ordering one for your sister.
Yes. Oh my God.
Like, that's awesome.
Absolutely. You know, I think it's crazy that, like, now we're starting to come to a head of, like, the other side of things. When it comes to, like, these kids being fully sentient and conscious of, like, oh God, like, you know, my mother's famous on Instagram or on wherever, and now I'm not okay with it. We're starting to see the effects of what happens, and it's really brave of you to post about this. It's very brave of you to order the hoodie. It's very brave of you to stand up for yourself and to just like stick to the boundary. I don't think a lot of, like, speaking as a kid that, like, also had their boundaries trampled over and, like, was basically expected to be a doormat for my family's appearance. Very cool. Not a lot of kids have that kind of bravery. So you should absolutely celebrate it and absolutely wear that gangster hoodie because it's a cool looking hoodie. And it sounds like a cool looking hoodie. And the reason why your mom is trying to say that it's inappropriate to wear out in public actually isn't because she's concerned about, like, people taking it a certain way. It's because she knows that it outs her for being a shitty fucking mom. And it should out her for being a shitty mom, because if that's your protection, always wear the hoodie.
Absolutely.
The main verdict is not the asshole.
Good.
I'm just going to read the top comment. Not the asshole. Your mom has exploited you all your life for money. That's shitty enough, but then to try to guilt trip and manipulate you into continuing to participate even though you've told her explicitly you don't want to be a part of it anymore, that is beyond the pale. I've never heard that sentence before. It is not like being an influencer is the only job on earth. Go work in a travel agency or something. It's also not like she couldn't continue to be a blogger. She'd just have to rebrand to one that doesn't focus on being a mommy. Yuck.
Yep.
Surely being a mom isn't the only interesting thing about her.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Go, kid. You're amazing. All right, we got time for one more.
One more. Let's make it good, shall we? All right.
Dude, influencers is a crazy job.
Dude, I know, right?
I could not do it. Me and editing are not happening.
Okay. So, am I the asshole for not wanting to support my friend trying to become an influencer? Not wanting to support your friend. What's your first impression? Like, what does support mean, though?
Yeah.
Like, by support, do you mean, like, are you taking photos with your nice camera and taking hours out of your day to edit those photos? Or by support, do you mean liking and sharing the posts?
Yeah, but I also, like, I'm not consistent enough on there to, like and share. I'm really bad about liking and sharing our own stuff.
I'm aware.
Yeah. And so, like, and we have friends that are like, oh my gosh, you have to do this. And I'm like, no, I don't.
Here's the thing. We're adults. I'm actually grateful that you're not online every second of every day, because that's not, to be frank, unhealthy. You shouldn't be online every second of every day anyways. Like,
I don't, and I guess, like, my thing is, like, I don't get upset if someone doesn't like and share my shit, because I'm just like, whatever. Like, it doesn't really matter. That just means you're living your life.
Totally.
Yeah, I don't think you're an asshole if you're not supporting them, because also you don't have to support your friends in everything they do.
Totally.
If you decide that you're going to go and do something, like, I don't...
Like, get a motorcycle license and buy a motorcycle?
You would need life insurance because we own a business together.
There we go.
So, yeah, quite frankly, I would not support that decision.
That's what I'm saying. I
would be like, hey, I hope to God you take proper classes. And also, you do everything to make sure that if you fucking die on your said motorcycle...
Totally.
That the business is safe.
Yeah.
Because that's a reckless decision. So, yeah, there you go. I don't support that decision.
See, that was the best example I could come up with.
She knows I'm very aggressive about that.
Your friends are not entitled to support you in every decision. It's the same thing with, like, if you were to start getting, like, blazed off your ass every day, I would be a little concerned.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'd be like, okay.
You would not support the decision. Oh, you know what? You would not support my decision if I went to work inebriated.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
If you were tattooing while inebriated, I would
if
not be able to support that.
If I suddenly just became completely fuck-ass on social media or, like, on this podcast, if I suddenly became MAGA, you wouldn't support that.
No.
If I, like, overnight became, like, a fucking bigot, you wouldn't be like, I support you.
I'd be like, okay, so did you hit your head?
Yeah.
What happened here?
Yeah. So, like, you're not, I don't think you're an asshole if you don't want to support somebody.
I'm also going to say not the asshole. That's part of being friends with people is realizing that they have that. I think that's the thing, right? Is like a lot of people get friends or friendship mixed with fanship. They don't want friends. They want fans. They want fans that will support them in every single thing that they do. A friend is actually going to still give you the full range of emotion.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing is like the closer proximity you give to your friends, if you got a really tight friend group or if you got just a really tight group of like, by group I mean like a handful of people, maybe 2 people, maybe 1 person, the closer they are to you, the more you'll be able to experience that full range of emotions. Now, I'm not experiencing the full range of emotions of the barista that like knows me and knows my or rather the sushi lady down the street.
That's more honest.
Her and I, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
We know each other. But do we experience the full range of emotions with each other? No. Are we on good terms? Absolutely. Love that lady. She's amazing. But she's not close to me in that sense. So friends, real friends, you're going to be able to experience disappointment with them, anger with them.
And pushback. And they don't have to, they're allowed to have their own opinions. So like, if I don't like something, like, you have music that I don't enjoy.
Period.
I have music that you don't enjoy.
Period.
We're allowed to be like, you know what? I wouldn't have fun at that concert. Or I'm not the best person.
Weightlifting with Frozen playing in the background, a little weird.
No, love it. It's great.
I'll do it for you.
Yeah, robots having sex while we lift. Not my favorite thing.
Not your favorite thing.
And so like, yeah, your friends don't have to support you as in... Like, obviously, don't sabotage somebody.
No.
But otherwise, you can just be neutral about something and be like, that's something they're doing.
Totally.
Quite frankly, I'm neutral about Kaboose doing jujitsu. I literally told him earlier that jujitsu is, like, it is the same level of, like, performative as drag is. Because it's just men performing hypermasculinity by asserting dominance over each other. And he was like, you sound like you don't like me doing this. And I was like, no, I just think that that's my opinion, is that, like... Drag is the performance of gender, and you're performing gender by establishing dominance over other men.
Love that, yeah.
And it allows you to have an excuse to, like, be in close proximity and touch people. And he was like, well, it allows us outside of just when we're, like, rolling or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
He's like, to also touch people. And I was like, yes. And drag allows people to show different aspects of their personality outside of just performing on stage.
Yeah, also outside of the box of the like gender norms.
Yeah, the gender norms where men are not allowed to touch each other, but then in this particular instance they are.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh yeah, I can see that." So it's like, do I go and like watch him do like meets or whatever they're called, bouts or whatever, rolling sessions,
gay sex?
Yeah. Do I watch him go and like touch other guys? No, I don't, because I am really sensitive to violent sports. But he can go do that. He doesn't watch me come to drag shows, so like it's all right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's good. All right.
You're not the asshole.
Not the asshole as well for me. My friend has, since she started dating her boyfriend a few months ago, started trying to become a social media influencer. Her new boyfriend, I didn't realize there was a boyfriend in this. Her new boyfriend had a YouTube channel, already that he made lots of short films on. They've started sharing the channel and posting unboxings of subscription boxes, vlogs, and music videos. While I'm happy that she's using it as a creative outlet, I'm just reserved about supporting her because I know what influencer culture is like. She's already made a sponsored post on Instagram even. I just don't want her to gain a following and then change into what other people have become. Cancel culture and the beauty community are so inherently toxic. She keeps asking me if I've watched her videos, and I keep making excuses as to why I haven't. So, am I the asshole for not supporting her influencer dreams?
No.
No, I think you're just scared. I mean, you're mildly concerned that like your friend's going to turn into somebody different, which is like a valid concern because, I mean, you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with, right?
Yeah.
So.
And I think like understanding why you want to be an influencer, it's just like any other job. Understanding why you want to get into the career field you do helps you like stay anchored to who you truly are. If you want to be an influencer because you want to be popular and you're going to go with the whims of what everyone is saying and doing, then yeah, your friend's probably going to get lost and she's going to lose herself.
Totally. That's just part of the job
same
at
as
that point.
if you want to, if you want to be an artist because you want like fame and admiration and you just want people to tell you how great you are, you're going to probably lose yourself in that.
Yep.
If you want to be an artist because you love art and you love experiencing art with other people or whatever your reason is, because there's that thing inside of us that just has to create.
Like doing art,
yeah, there's just like that need inside of you that has to produce. Then you're less likely to like lose yourself. And I think having that conversation with your friend could possibly help to be like, hey, I'm just scared. And also, like, quite frankly, I have friends that do like stuff online that I don't follow their stuff. One of my friends reads erotic novels, and I listened to one of his books that he read, and it was so awkward and so weird. And at this point, I can't go and like follow him on social media because it's in a weird place for me where I don't want to see him in a sexual sense.
Totally. Yeah.
But you know what? Caboose goes and likes his stuff for me. So he's still getting the like and he's still getting the views, just not from me because that's something that I'm not comfortable with.
Yeah.
So you can just tell your friend like, hey, it's weird for me to see you in this light. Like, I love you and I support you in like your ventures, but I don't want to see you in this light.
Yeah. It's the same thing with like certain friends like want to post like nude pictures or like lewds even.
Yeah.
And like work. I love that you love your body. That's amazing. But I don't need to see it. Like, I think it's just as simple as that. Same thing with like, if you just don't like her content, then that's also fine. Like you just, it's not for everybody. I think this person though knows that they have a good grip on reality, that like, it's not like this person's trying to get their friend to stop. They're just like, hey, I'm glad that you're being creative. That's awesome. And like, they're also acknowledging that their friend has autonomy to do whatever she wants. That's wonderful.
But that it's a scary job.
It is a scary job. And also, you're worried about cancel culture and the beauty community. They're all valid worries. It's the same thing with like tattoo artists. Like, it's a valid worry that like you're going to get into an industry that is known for substance abuse and known for an unstable income and known for like violence, quite frankly.
Yeah.
And like, those are all valid concerns. One can only hope. Again, this is your friend's journey, but like, you're not the asshole for not supporting it. Like, again, you're entitled to your own opinion.
100%.
So yeah. Someone said, you are the asshole. Just support your friend. If she really enjoys it, she's not hurting anyone. I don't see what the problem is. Maybe you can just talk to her about how you're feeling. You can be honest, concerned, and supportive at the same time. Maybe a conversation starter could be, hey girl, I know you're doing all that influencer stuff, and I want to be happy for you. I'm just concerned that that's not the healthiest environment. Are you doing all right and keeping out of the drama? It's still like planting seeds.
Yeah.
I feel like even that sentence is not like, there's a difference. I've been wanting to talk about this, and I don't know how to get the words out.
Cook.
Let me cook. Let me cook really fast. There's a difference between having valid concerns around someone and then projecting those concerns onto them.
100%.
I think you can have these valid concerns without planting these seeds. It's almost like, to me, this is like, you know how backhanded compliments really hurt, where it's like, oh, I didn't realize you could fit in that dress. You look great. Like, that's a backhanded compliment. Don't fucking say that. What was the point of that? It's the same thing with like these faux concerns. I don't know. It just, you say that you're doing this by being supportive, but that's not being supportive to me. That message isn't supportive.
No, because I think, again, it is
backhanded
that, like,
support. Is that what that is? I don't know what this is.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, because it's in order to be supportive, you need to quash all of my fears.
Oh, yeah. It's like,
and you need to carry all of this for me. And again, it's like, okay, so you can just the easiest way to put this is that it's the same as if your friend gets into a relationship you don't like.
Yeah.
It is your job to love someone and to bear witness.
Totally.
That does not mean you need to see every single part. Again, my friend that does like, content creation of like crazy lewd stuff, I don't want that. Friends that post up like, selfies, like, that I feel uncomfortable like viewing them in that sense, or just quite frankly, people that I'm like, hey, your content doesn't make me feel good about myself. Like, I have friends that do like awesome fucking sports, and have bodies that if I follow and look at their bodies, it puts me back into a place of an eating disorder.
I was going to say.
So I can't follow them.
I love cooking content, but there is some content out there that is like literally just a half a step away from anorexia, where like I can't follow. I'll mute those like, what I eat in a day, where I'm like, that's not, I don't need to know. And that, quite frankly, it's like, for me, I don't need that lifestyle to be promoted to me at a regular basis.
But I also do not need to go and be like, hey, I'm concerned that your eating might be something that's harmful. I'm concerned of these things. No, you can hold those concerns yourself. And like you said, not plant those seeds.
Yeah, you're planting.
You can just
weird
come
seeds.
in and be like, hey, these are my feelings about this.
Yeah.
But you can just have that conversation to be like, hey, I love you. And like, maybe I can support you in other ways.
Yeah.
But watching your content is not the best way for me to do it. It just feels like awkward for me to see you in that way. It's as simple as that. Like, we have tons of friends that don't watch our podcast. Quite frankly, Caboose, my husband, doesn't watch our podcast because he's like, that feels weird to watch you on a screen when I live with you every day.
Totally. Like, why do I need to do that when I get the real you every day?
Exactly. So, like,
I don't need to consume content of you on a screen when I see you every day.
A-okay.
Totally.
But yeah, I agree. It is that, like, I like how you said that backhanded support where it's like,
backhanded.
I'm acting like I'm supporting you, but I'm going to make sure that I have to put something shitty in there.
Now, someone said this. I need to follow this up with this last comment. You're the asshole. There are problems with any career. If that's her passion, then she should at least give it a try. You can't judge an entire community based on a few stories. I don't know much about that specific community or culture, but your friend won't suddenly become someone that she is not. And then they tagged the quote, because I know what influencer culture is like, and they said, why are you better qualified on the culture that she's getting involved in? Now, again, these are these planted seeds that I'm kind of trying to talk about, where it's like, I don't think this person's the asshole for not supporting her. Again, I think they did the right thing, even though it's talking to strangers online, by not voicing their concerns to their friends.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not that backhanded support. And it's also like, yeah, I'm concerned about this culture. Hey, your friend's an adult. She's getting involved in it. Just let her get involved.
Well, and you're allowed to have concerns.
Yeah, totally. You're allowed to have
Because like you
concerns.
said, it can be a really toxic culture. The tattoo industry can be incredibly toxic.
It is.
I have had,
Can be, yes. Yeah. Right. There's pockets of it that are amazing and beautiful and supportive, and you feel so creatively recharged and like, you know, with your fucking people.
To be fair, the beauty industry is designed to make women, and now with like looks maxing, men as well, but predominantly women feel like shit. So if your friend is getting into the beauty industry, it's designed to make women feel bad in order to sell them products. So yeah, there is a inherently toxic part about it. So you can be concerned for that.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I don't think you're an asshole. And I think that person's kind of like shitty for being like, oh, what makes you more qualified? Well, I mean, anything you watch when it comes to the beauty industry talks about how like the whole thing is based in making us feel like shit so it will sell its products.
Yeah, and that's the thing. There are plenty of influencers out there too that like they didn't start out like this, but now they make content against that kind of culture. So I don't know. It's just her journey to be on. You're allowed to have concerns. I'm glad that you're not backhanded supporting them. Like I think that's the thing. A lot of people think that they're being supportive when they're really not.
No.
But yeah.
And a lot of people think support is, like you said, friendship is not fandom.
No.
Friendship is you having your own boundaries so that way you can remember that boundaries allow us to keep other people in our lives.
Yeah.
So if your boundary is, hey, I can't watch your stuff, like in order to keep you in my life, then you can't watch your stuff. There's nothing wrong with that.
If your boundary is like, I can't always respond to your messages super fast because that's just not who I am as a person, then that's totally fine.
Are you talking about me right now?
I'm also I'm trying to talk about myself as well, because it's a habit that I'm trying to break. This idea that like I have to be like, oh fuck, I
accessible
need this
for
right now.
people.
Yeah, accessible for people right then and there. And like that's the thing is like it's a really easy way for me to experience like social burnout, which I don't like because I do need to interact with people in order to feel sane a lot of the times. There are very rare times where I feel the need to isolate, and I'm like, oh, I should probably listen to that.
100%.
Which I will. But like either way.
Which you are.
Yeah, totally. I am.
Yeah.
I am currently doing that, which is great. But yeah, I think that's the thing is like, in order to have a real friendship, you need to understand that like I'm not going to be a fan. I'm not your fan. No. If you do something that I don't agree with and like you genuinely ask my opinion on it, then I'm going to tell you. And if you are upset by that, then you want a fan. And that's okay. If that's what you want, absolutely. But like you're not going to have like any meaningful movement in your life, and that's also fine. If that's what you're looking for, that's what you're looking for. But you won't find it here. So I think that was a good one to end on.
I like that.
Yeah. Well, again, I think what has helped me right now in my adult life, a concept that I'm trying to grasp, is that people want different things, and that is awesome. And like, who am I to stop them? That doesn't mean they're inherently evil or bad, especially when it comes to like dating culture online, where it's like, oh my God, if he doesn't do this, then this means this, or if she doesn't say this, then this means this. It doesn't mean anything. People just want different things. Who cares?
Yeah.
Bro. Anyways, that'll be a separate podcast. All right.
You're just triggered. I was like, oh my God, yes.
Yes. Holy shit.
Absolutely.
Again, why are you shopping for oranges when you want a peach? Go and find a peach then. Don't complain that you got an orange when you were looking for a peach. You bought the orange. If he's treating you like shit or she's treating you like shit and you're not happy, then you should just, I don't know, take that shit back to the return.
Yeah. Or if you just want it part-time, that's okay too.
Period. Because sometimes...
Just saying.
Oranges are easier to eat than peaches. Anyways.
Exactly. So.
Sorry, what are the questions that we had?
What is your win for the week?
Oh, my win for the week is I've been drawing a lot more recently.
You have. Yeah. With an actual pencil and on your iPad.
Pencil and not on my iPad. So that's been really good. One less screen to like kind of look at for hours of the day. So yeah, I've been drawing for the week. What about you?
Amazing. I got our bathroom finished painting.
Yes, and it's gorgeous. Yeah.
So, and then I've just been able to rest a lot since I'm sick. And
we've been making really like responsible emotional choices. And I'm very proud of both you.
I hate when you put it like that. It's gross.
Why?
They are emotional. I like the idea that we've just been fucking off for the last 2 days. And that like we are pretending that this is like a summer break, even though it's winter here. But it's like summer break. We're just playing video games with our friends. And that's it. And it's been fun. Not that like in all actuality we're just sick and we're quarantining at home and recharging because we're sick.
Yeah.
I like the fictional lie I have about us just being like, we're just kids playing. We had a whole skit going last night when I was like, oh, do you think you could ask your mom if you can spend the night?
Do you guys like, I'm just gonna put away the dishes. If mom asks about it, then tell her I'll do them soon.
I'll do them later, but I'm not gonna do the dishes right now, you guys.
We gotta beat this level.
Yeah. I think we need to get like one more game in, and then my mom said we should walk the dog.
It's really making me crave pizza and Mountain Dew.
Oh, fuck, dude, Mountain Dew.
Yeah, that's a good win. How about one thing you're proud of for today?
For today, oh my God, what did we do today? We played video games. We planned out so many. Oh, yeah, we planned out 14 reels.
Yes.
Because again, being an influencer is hard, and I'm not a fucking influencer.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not an influencer.
You guys gotta know.
You're not an influencer. We're just out here making content.
And also, it sounds really silly, but we get a lot of our clients from those reels. Yeah. So, like, you guys, like, I think it's really easy to talk down on influencer culture and be like, these people are fucking idiots. And yes, it does take an ego. I will be the first one to tell you I do indeed have an ego, for sure.
I think any one of the arts takes an ego.
Period.
Any job in which you have to go out in front of other people.
Speak on it.
Takes an ego. A tattoo artist takes an ego.
Yes, because you're permanently.
I'm permanently marking people.
Period.
I have to be in front of people. Yep. And that's something like I really struggle with because like I would love to create behind the scenes and then have no one ever see me. And that's not, I would love nothing more, you guys, to not have social media and to just like walk around and be like, oh, I don't believe in social media. But quite frankly, I like consuming social media. I love social media and I love content creation for the fact that I love watching people be creative and play. Mm-hmm. And I love in particular because I don't get fed like kids on social media. Like I very seldom see like 20-something-year-olds. It's usually like 35 over. Most of my like content creation people are fully grown adults.
Yes.
But I really like seeing like adults play the way that we were taught to play when we were kids. Mm-hmm. And like that's why I like creating it with you. The same reason we create the podcast is because it's basically a shared diary that the two of us have.
Period.
And
Double
that we
hop.
get to play.
Yes.
And so later in life, we get to look back and be like, oh my gosh, look at this fun thing we did. And we get to like make movies together. Like that's all a reel is. It's just a really quick little movie. It's quick for me because I'm only ever in the beginning part of it and the recording part of it. And I don't have to be in the editing room because that's where the actual magic happens, and that's not me. But yeah, I think that like that part is great. So yeah, we came up with 14 new reels.
Yes.
And it was still a lot of fun. It was work, but it was a lot of fun.
Period.
And then we'll spend literally like
All day
8 hours
tomorrow.
plus tomorrow just recording content for her to be able to get content out to you guys.
Oh, I can't wait. It's gonna
What
be
is
fun.
your win for the day? For today?
My
What'd you say?
win for today is...
Or you're proud of? My
Oh,
bad.
sorry. Yeah. What am I proud of for today? I'm proud of... I made myself a really good salad.
Oh, dude, that salad did look good. And I get to have your leftover corn.
You did, yes. It was
And that
baller.
corn fucked. I
Yeah.
love corn.
That salad has literally every color in the rainbow, which I'm really
Mm.
proud of. Does it have orange in it? No.
Well, we got oranges on the counter, so you can eat an orange
I'll
right
just
now.
eat
And
an
then you've
orange.
eaten the whole rainbow
And then I've
today.
eaten the whole rainbow today, which is great. Very nutritious. So yeah, that's what I'm proud of.
That's
I
amazing.
had a really dope salad.
That's so good.
Thank you.
But on that note, we'll see you guys next week.
Yes.
My voice just cracked there. Where hopefully we will sound back to normal.
Totally.
And we will not sound like this anymore because we will be feeling all better. And we love you guys. Thank you so much. And also, make sure you go and you follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Do we have Facebook?
No.
Instagram and TikTok?
Yes, but
Instagram and TikTok.
we don't really post on TikTok.
You're gonna post because now we have an editor.
Yeah, shout out to our new
So-
editor, Nick. Hey, love you, Diva. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for taking on this massive project of going through fucking us bullshitting for like
Exactly.
an hour. We appreciate
Yeah,
you.
so be sure to follow us and share us, please, so that way we can continue to just, I don't know, fuck around on the
Exactly.
internet.
Yes.
We'll see you guys back next week. Bye!
Bye, bye, bye. Adios.
Artlist.io